Benefits of entrepreneurship. Today I'm joined with Craig Campbell and we're going to be talking about the advantages of being an entrepreneur. So Craig, let's jump straight in. What do you think is a benefit of being an entrepreneur?
Freedom to be creative and do what you want and try different things. I think it's a big benefit for me because you're always looking for new things like yourself, getting involved in different stuff, and you've got freedom and the ability to do what the hell you like and blow stuff up, get involved in stuff that goes exceptionally well and stuff like that. And I think that for me, that's one of the things that I think we both probably like doing, is just doing daft stuff. And I think it's a lot of fun, but I think the freedom's a big part as well. I learned from a young age, I wasn't employable. People tell me what to do, when to do it and all that. It just rubbed me up the wrong way. So I think it just gives you that bit of freedom as well and control your own path, so to speak. But that's obviously my take. But what about you?
Yeah, for me, I think a massive benefit's innovation. So not being stuck within a 9 till 5 job, being told what you need to do, following processes and systems. You can create those processes and systems. You can push those boundaries, push them like how far you want to take it, what risk tolerance that you have for how far you can take that. So I'd say the innovation part for me is huge. And I think that's the main reason why I'm drawn to entrepreneurship myself.
Yeah, I think also, like when you say that, we always get these answers or processes from people. Who's to say that's right? There's always someone else trying to do it better, quicker, faster, more efficient, whatever it may be. And I think that's also, in the AI world and stuff just now, we now know we can do graphics quicker. We know we can throw up websites quicker. And I enjoy all of that as well. Like we obviously spoke off here about Claude and what we're doing with that. You're doing it slightly different to me. Don't know who's doing it the best way or the wrong way or the right way. I've obviously learned my way, you've learned your way, and obviously it's always going to be growing and you can take bits from each other and stuff. So I like hearing that as well, and people just doing stuff and I'm like, is my way wrong? Is he doing it better, faster? What's the quickest way of doing it? So I love all that.
I think in your example, I think both ways work great.
Yeah.
So I think it's just one of them, there's so many ways to skin a cat. Both ways work good.
Yeah.
I'm happy with my process, you're happy with your process. Both of us have scaled 10x on what we used to be able to do on it. Like it's pretty scary really what can be done. But like with regards to the benefits, another massive one for me, I don't know what your thoughts are, and this is the networking side of things. So being able to network with other entrepreneurs and seeing what they're thinking about. And sometimes you sit there and you feel like fascinated with like, how does their brain tick? But then people then start saying it about, well, you're just exactly the same. Like, and it's just like, I feel like being able to network with other entrepreneurs and the way they think is huge benefits for myself of what's going on.
I know, I love it. We both went to many conferences and stuff, and people from different cultures and stuff, and even people locally, like Gary, for example, taking his marketing skills, obviously sold up in the marketing thing and took his marketing knowledge and applied it to a different niche. And you're like, fuck, that's amazing to see. For me, the industry that he's in, they're all dinosaurs in a lot of cases from a marketing perspective. And that's how he's been able to go in and take that by storm. And obviously something in his head clicked, went, man, there's an opportunity here for me to generate fuck ton of leads. And I love hearing that. And, obviously the likes of yourself and stuff as well, who do all of the stuff that they do, lead gen or whatever it may be. I think it's amazing to hear how you make money compared to how I make money, and, and obviously how Gary makes money and all of the other people we've met, whether it be in America, Thailand, or everywhere in between. So yeah, no, I love hearing it and even just coming up with ideas going, I'm missing out a trick here. That guy's making, a few bob doing that one. I'm doing this all fucking wrong. And again, you can either go away and get jealous of them, which I never do, or apply it to your own business, or and it might not even be the same business. You might go, right, if he can do that in the property game, for example, I could maybe do it in this other game or whatever. And obviously there's a niche I'm in just now. I don't want to say what niche it is on on a podcast because everyone will jump into it. But I'm applying all of my knowledge, my skills, my experience into another niche, not the SEO niche. Going really fast, really well, and just learning from all my mistakes. And I'm like, fuck, so I love hearing that and seeing what other people do and the niches they get involved in as well. Because you'll know there's every time you talk to someone, they're just doing a niche and you're like, fuck, how did I not fucking think of that? Like that's simple but so easy, but we could use all of our skills.
Though as well are so funny that people are in. Like,
yeah,
I didn't even know that was a niche.
Oh, no, I mean, I've asked people in podcasts before, what's the strangest niche you've been involved in? And I think the old one that people in our industry, anal bleaching one was one, and I think Holly Starks was doing the hemorrhoid cream one before as well, and you're just like, is there a lot of search? And then you go and do the search volume for it, and you're like, fuck me. So I love hearing it, and these are just things I would never think of off my brain. Doesn't think medically.
Do
you know what I mean? Yeah. That was for you. I was doing the research for. But yeah, so I love hearing that and hearing how other people do it and what niches they're in. And I think Gary was another one years ago when he was doing affiliate, and I was doing affiliate, and I think I've told this story loads of times anyway, but I'd done it in the golf niche, which was obviously very seasonal. So you were doing well March to October, and then your sales dropped off a cliff. So it was quite a seasonal niche. And my average order value from Amazon at the time, because it was all Amazon affiliate, was like 20 quid. And Gary was doing fucking diesel generators. And I'm like, what are you doing, smelly old generator? That was how arrogant I was. I'm like, what are you doing old fucking smelly generators for? He's like, starting price on them's like 1,200 quid. And I'm like, what? And it was a very niche market. There was huge search volume for it. And I'm like, fuck me, I'm a fucking dick. I learned something from just that wee conversation. I'm like, why are you spending money and content and links and everything else for your average order value of 20 quid when you could be doing it for an average, the same amount of cost and time and effort without into selling a product that's 200 quid or £2,000 or whatever it may be. And obviously, I was probably making what I was earning on that golf website. I was probably spending what I was earning on the golf site. I wasn't really growing anywhere that fast. So I think even just little things like that, where you're like, you fucking sly bastard. And there was another one he was into as well, hunting scopes. I'm like, hunting scopes? And he went, yeah, the scopes for the hunting guns. He said, again, 800 quid a pop or whatever they were. And I'm like, where do you come up with these ideas? I mean, I've never been into hunting or diesel generators, so you just don't know what you don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's just not something that would cross my mind. So I don't even know why I went for a golf website, in all honesty. And again, I just dived in two-footed first, and then networking with other people, you're like, right. So and then I had that mindset of make sure you're doing it for a higher ticket item. So, all of these wee things you just learn along the way that.
Well, another thing though, with regards to financial freedom for entrepreneurship, right, people have it as being a really big advantage, is financial freedom. However, there's so much risk involved. Like the amount of times I'm seeing videos for, here's the advantages of entrepreneurship, financial freedom. And I'm like, it takes years and years to get to that financial freedom. What's your thoughts on that? Because sometimes I would say the finances and the risk is almost one of the negative parts of entrepreneurship. But what's your thoughts on when they say it's an advantage? I mean, obviously, you're at the top, you're the owner and stuff like that. If it's going well, obviously you can get a lot. But what's your thoughts on it being a big advantage for entrepreneurship?
I mean, I think overall, if you're, secure, you've got some money, you can relax a bit more and you're not under as much pressure. So obviously, I think there's big advantages to it, but the disadvantage to it, so the niche that I'm in now, I am probably losing money in that niche right now, which a lot of people are not prepared to do. They don't want that element of risk. Now, what I'm doing in that niche, I'm unknown in that niche. No one knows who I am. They don't know what I do. I'm having to build my profile up again in a new niche where I don't really fully understand the niche either. And I've got to build a following. And the only way I can get that following up is by losing money. So I've got to be there. I've got to be consistent and everything else. And people are going, "You're crazy." And I'm like, no, that's how you build an audience. And there's a lot of risk involved in that. But obviously I've done marketing and everything as well to know that the long-term goal is once I've got the big following and everything else in that niche, I'm going to then make a lot more money and everything else. So there obviously is a big risk involved in that. And there's a few people that are suppliers in this new niche and are like, you're off your head, you're doing this. And, I'm doing these kind of giveaways, which are of high value and stuff. And people are like, you're off your head giving that away. And I'm like, nah, I'm giving it away because it's attracting more and more people and everything else. And obviously I know there's a big element of risk in that. And obviously we could all fall flat in our faces anyway. But obviously in my head, I'm going, I know how to grow this fast and you've got to put out before you get in. And I think, just experience allows me to do that. But there obviously is a big risk involved in cash and time and everything else that goes into that. But obviously, being, generating more cash flow, more exposure and everything else just turns to more money. And I think that's the risk you're taking. And that's everything in life's a gamble. You could walk out, get hit by a bus tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So even, stepping out in the streets is a risk, just how you conduct yourself.
What about then, if we're thinking about the benefits of entrepreneurship, what about job creation? So obviously as you grow, or job satisfaction in helping the clients that you work with, help them grow and them to make money and stuff like that. For me, that's probably the number one benefit for me, is being able to see my clients grow onto another level, or be able to create jobs that wasn't there. You've innovated now a new kind of niche, a new system, a new industry, and being able to take that on to the next level. For me, that's my number one benefit of entrepreneurship. I love the fact of being able to create it and then actually see it come to fulfillment and being like, oh, I'm proud of that.
Yeah, so I'm also doing something that I've not really publicly shared too much information about. I'm involved in an AI company. There is a younger guy that's involved in it that's the AI specialist. I don't claim to be that guy. Helping him grow. And what we're also doing is helping companies grow. So we're not wanting to sell a service. We can be a growth partner for someone. Now, I'm talking about automation. Doesn't necessarily need to be SEO automation. It could be, invoicing automation, or it could be AI receptionist automation and all of this kind of stuff. I want to see businesses grow, and I know how to make businesses grow. We can reduce people's spend on staff by using automation and everything else. And again, I think it's a great time to be doing that. But also the long-term goal there is to help the businesses, but also help the other partners in that business that are younger, hungrier, faster, more efficient than me, that, at learning all of this stuff, because we're getting on a bit, and, our brain cells probably can't absorb too much anymore. So again, but I love helping younger people, and I love helping businesses grow, and all I'm really going to do is, in that particular thing is leverage the following and everything I've already got. And I'm not saying I'm going to dive away from SEO completely. Of course I'm not. But I want to help other people, and I want to help other businesses grow. And that is using technology to do that. And you're the same. I don't know how much of your stuff that you automate or use AI for, but it's not just about SEO and website creation or graphic design creation. There's so much more to it. You're doing it with your podcast distribution and everything else. See, if you were doing exactly what you do just now with what you're doing with the podcast and stuff, it would have probably took you 5 staff members to do all of that shit, to do what you've applied. And I think that's something we want to obviously take to other businesses, because yourself as well from working in the digital marketing space. Some businesses, even now, it's 2026, are still in dark ages. Some of them don't even have a website, don't have a GMB, they don't have the bare basics in place. So again, just applying what is out there now currently and what we can automate and everything is obviously what that business is going to be about. But obviously there's money on the table. I think it's a massive market, but it's also helping the younger guys that are in there grow and everything else as well. And that's what I want to do. Obviously I want to make money, but help other people and go along with that. So, and you get the good feeling from it. It's literally not about cash for me now. It's just the right opportunity at the right time, more than anything. Because even with those guys, when I was negotiating, getting involved as a partner, in the business, I'm like, it's actually not about money for me anymore. It's just,
Yeah.
we're all at a crossroads, and I'm sure you'll agree. You know, in the SEO space, we don't know whether we've got 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, 6 months, or whatever. So you're like,
I think you've got to embrace the change, and obviously with artificial intelligence being here, you've got to embrace that and try to get it to leverage and help you. For me, I'm trying to get it to supercharge the existing stuff to take that on to the next level. But that's where, again, if you don't innovate, you're going to evaporate. And between us two old dogs here, we've got to make certain that we're innovating.
Yeah, well, trying anyway, hanging on to other people's coattails, trying to keep up. But that, I enjoy that, and always, I think you'll agree as well. We've always, all our life's always been like dogs trying to learn and keep up and stuff like that. So it's no different really, innit? You've got to embrace it and not get scared of it.
Yeah, for sure. So hope you like the video with regards to benefits of entrepreneurship. Make sure you check out the link in the description. We also go through all the disadvantages and the negatives as well of entrepreneurship. It's good to have that balanced opinion and have both sides. So Craig, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.